In a bustling city, Omar, an architect, and Elias, an astrophysicist, lived parallel lives, born on the same day. They even worked in the same building. Yet, their inner worlds were vastly different. Omar saw his architectural designs as prayers, every success a blessing, every failure a lesson from a divine creator. He believed his talents were a trust, his life a loan from God. Elias, on the other hand, viewed the morning light as photons from a distant star. He found beauty in the predictable laws of physics and the profound miracle of life in a cold, vast universe. He felt a deep responsibility to be good, not because of divine command, but because humanity had only each other. In their 30s, both men faced profound crises. Omar lost his father, a crushing grief softened by his unwavering faith. He spoke to his father in prayers, believing it was merely a temporary separation. His mosque community provided a ready-made family, sharing his sorrow and bringing him meals. This shared belief gave him a sense of divine companionship, ensuring he was never truly alone in his pain. Simultaneously, Elias faced a professional catastrophe. A decade of his dark matter research was debunked. He experienced a different kind of grief, the death of an idea, with no higher purpose to soften the blow. He grappled with existential loneliness, staring at his ceiling, questioning the meaning of his work in a universe destined for heat death. However, Elias's recovery came through his analytical thinking. He realized that if the universe was indifferent, he had to provide his own warmth. He pivoted to teaching, finding a horizontal purpose in his students' eyes. He didn't need a god to inspire resilience. He found it in the sheer biological will to discover and survive. As decades passed, their distinct philosophies shaped their lives. Omar, deeply agreeable, became a pillar of his neighborhood, known for his charity. Yet, he sometimes struggled with religious scrupulosity, constantly questioning if his intentions were pure enough, if he met the high standards of his faith. The weight of the divine was a heavy mantle, making his beautiful, meaningful life also hard, as he felt perpetually measured against perfection. Elias, open to experience, traveled the world, unburdened by dogma. He was intellectually free, but as he aged, the negative effects of non-belief began to whisper. Looking at his grandchildren, he felt a pang of sadness, knowing there would be no afterlife reunion. He had to work harder than Omar to maintain his joy, manufacturing his own hope every single day. On their 80th birthday, the two acquaintances met on a park bench. "Do you ever fear the end?" Omar asked, tracing beads in his pocket. "I don't fear the end," Elias replied, gazing at the horizon. "I fear not having used the time well. The darkness is just rest." "What about you?" Omar responded softly. "I look forward to the meeting, but I fear the accountability. I want to be told I did well with the trust I was given." They sat in silence. Omar saw the sunset and felt the Creator's presence. Elias saw the sunset and felt the rotation of a beautiful, lonely planet. Omar's life was perhaps easier with a divine map, while Elias's was easier without having to follow anyone else's rules. Omar's life was beautiful as part of a cosmic symphony. Elias's beautiful as a unique, fleeting solo. Both men had lived lives of integrity. Omar moved toward God through beauty and complexity, seeing the divine in his architectural arches. Elias moved toward non-belief through scientific reasoning, finding truth in data. The difference wasn't in their actions. Both were kind, hardworking, and loved their families. It was in the flavor of their existence. One lived in a world that was a gift, requiring gratitude and obedience. The other in a world that was a task, requiring curiosity and courage. As stars emerged, Omar whispered a prayer of thanks, and Elias began calculating the distance to the nearest nebula. Both looked at the same sky, and both found it magnificent.